A room without books is like a body without a soul. In times of war, the law falls silent. If we are not ashamed to think it, we should not be ashamed to say it. Friendship improves happiness and abates misery by doubling our joys and dividing our grief. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. The authority of those who teach is often an obstacle to those who want to learn. The life given use by nature is short, but the memory of a well-spent life is eternal. While there's life, there's hope. The life of the dead is set in the memory of the living. Politicians are not born, they are excreted. The face is a picture of the mind with the eyes as its interpreter. The shifts of fortune test the reliability of friends. To study philosophy is nothing but to prepare oneself to die. The life of the dead is placed on the memories of the living. The love you gave in life keeps people alive beyond their time. Anyone who was given love will always live on in another's heart. I criticize by creation, not by finding fault. It is not by muscle, speed, or physical dexterity that great things are achieved, but by reflection, force of character, and judgment. We must not say every mistake is a foolish one. It is foolish to tear one's hair in grief, as though sorrow would be made less by baldness. It is a great thing to know your vices. A happy life consists in tranquility of mind. I am not ashamed to confess I am ignorant of what I do not know. Your enemies can kill you, but only your friends can hurt you. Our span of life is brief, but is long enough for us to live well and honestly. Freedom is participation in power. Any man can make mistakes, but only an idiot persists in his error. Knowledge which is divorced from justice may be called cunning rather than wisdom. The function of wisdom is to discriminate between good and evil. Law applied to its extreme is the greatest injustice. No one is so old as to think that he cannot live one more year. Though silence is not necessarily an admission, it is not a denial either. Never injure a friend, even in jest. Nobody can give you wiser advice than yourself. If you heed yourself, you'll never go wrong. God's law is right reason. When perfectly understood, it is called wisdom. When applied by government in regulating human relations, it is called justice. It is the peculiar quality of a fool to perceive the faults of others and to forget his own. To be content with what we possess is the greatest and most secure of riches. Ability without honor is useless. A friend is a second self. What one has, one ought to use, and whatever he does, he should do with all his might. Time obliterates the fictions of opinion and confirms the decisions of nature. A mind without instruction can no more bear fruit than can a field, however fertile, without cultivation. We are bound by the law so that we may be free. Diseases of the soul are more dangerous and more numerous than those of the body. We must not only obtain wisdom, we must enjoy her. Freedom is a possession of inestimable value. Few are those who wish to be endowed with virtue rather than to seem so. Men decide far more problems by hate, love, lust, rage, sorrow, joy, hope, fear, illusion, or some other inward emotion than by reality, authority, any legal standard, judicial precedent, or statute. To teach is a necessity, to please is a sweetness, to persuade is a victory. Cultivation of the mind is as necessary as food to the body. Trust no one unless you have eaten much salt with him. Endless money forms the sinews of war. He only employs his passion who can make no use of his reason. A man of faith is also full of courage. A mental stain can neither be blotted out by the passage of time nor washed away by any waters. I have always been of the opinion that unpopularity earned by doing what is right is not unpopularity at all, but glory. The closer the collapse of the empire, the crazier its laws are. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. Silence is one of the great arts of conversation. Every man can tell how many goats or sheep he possesses, but not how many friends. The reward of friendship is friendship itself. The wise are instructed by reason, average minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, and the brute by instinct. What can be more delightful than to have someone to whom you can say everything with the same absolute confidence as to yourself? A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within.